Something you have to understand, guys, is women are biologically wired from the ground up to want to secure and lock down the fittest male that she can for the sake of reproduction. You see, one of the biggest lies of modern faux feminism is that women don't need men, right? That women can be fulfilled in their lives without a man, right? And part of this is because early on in women's lives, in the first 20, maybe 30 years, uh, especially in modern times, they are so desired and sought after. Young women, essentially, in today's world, are a commodity for civilization. And what I mean is, if you to understand what I'm saying, look at OnlyFans. Look at the success of OnlyFans. Look at the success of pornographic websites, right? Men literally will pay money to have just not even be able to experience, but just to literally see pictures of women naked. This is how desperate men are in today's world. And the thing is that modern feminism has basically told women that yes, you are a commodity. Yes, you are the prize. And one of the problems that comes with this is this whole problem that women, as they grow, they are fighting against their biological impulses, and that biological impulse is to secure the fittest male to reproduce with. We are biological organisms, and that's the one thing that modern faux feminism just completely gets wrong, and honestly is causing a lot of emotional damage to a lot of people in today's society. This is a biological imperative. It is, and it's biologically wired into us to desire for women to want to lock in the fittest male. What this means, men, is that as a woman begins to fall in love with you, this process of falling in love, this pair bonding experience, they are going to want more and more of your time. They can't help themselves. They will want to know about your whereabouts. They want to know what you're up to. They will be curious about your activities because they are biologically wired to want to know what's going on. Think about this from a naturalistic perspective. If we weren't in modern times with modern technology and modern housing and modern electricity and all of these conveniences that we have in today's society, imagine we are back in time for the first 200,000 years of our evolutionary history. Your small tribes of humans living in small tribes together, typically living in makeshift shelters like caves, maybe some small self-built structures that were pretty, overall pretty flimsy. Times were different then. You have bears lurking around, tigers, all this other craziness, and these animals could just simply rip right into your structure and kill you in the middle of the night. So, females who typically would be either pregnant or with offspring because of our mating structures, would have a heavy reliance on the males in their life to help provide provision and protection, right, for themselves and their offspring, especially during the time of pregnancy and early child rearing. So there is a biological, if you think about this from an evolutionary standpoint, there would be a biological inclination for females to want to make sure they know where their man is at, what's going on. Where is he at? What's he doing? How are we going to be protected? How are we going to receive provisions? These are the active thoughts that would be going on in a female human's mind as they are attempting to be pregnant or take care of new offspring. So this is biologically wired into us. And the reason why I say all of this is to say that Women who are falling in love with you, who desire you, they want your attention all the time. They're going to always ask for your attention. They're going to be blowing your phone up. They're going to be texting you. They're going to be sending you emojis in modern times. They're going to be doing all these things because they have this biological need to make sure that you are still her man. And you may be dating multiple women, you may be dating no one, but it doesn't really matter. All that matters to her is she wants to make sure that you are still in her life, right? That you are still prepared to provide provision and protection and guidance and leadership for her and your family that you're building. And believe me, and here's the deal, guys, you are starting a family when you start interacting with the woman. You are actually in the process of starting a family. Think about this once again. For the first 200,000 years, there was no dating. There was just copulation and child rearing. Just if you look at any other animal species, it's very similar, right? So the biological imperative for a human female is to secure the provision and protection of an alpha male, right? So the more she sees you as alpha, the more she sees you in this role, the more she wants to pair bond with you, and the more she can't help herself. So she will naturally want to do this. Now, this is one of the problems with modern faux feminism. Modern faux feminism has told women, girl, don't chase them. Be about your mission and purpose. Don't do these things. Don't pursue men. Don't pursue the man in your life. Don't let him know how much you care for him. Play games. Starve him for attention. Give him back attention. They talk about bring him to a desert, then bring him to an oasis with your attention, right? And this is the advice that many modern women are giving each other. And also there are a lot of beta-tized men out there who are coaches who are also giving the same advice. And it's horrible advice because it's going against the biological inclinations that are already built into us as a species. So understand this, guys. If your girl is not texting you, she's not messaging you, she's not reaching out to you, she's not trying to figure out where you're at, what you're doing, it's because she's not that into you, bro. Now, it is true that some of these women are listening to horrible dating advice from their friends, from their family members, from online dating, beta-tized dating coaches. So it is true some of these women are listening to this really, really bad advice about playing games and teasing and trying to get the guy to pursue you and all this other kind of nonsense. It is true that's happening, but the fact remains, if a woman desires you, she will bend the rules. She will break the rules. There's a saying that I think Rollo Tomassi says, women will make rules for betas, but they will break the rules for alphas. And what this means, gentlemen, is even if she is getting all this horrible programming from her friends and family members and this kind of stuff, she won't be able to help herself. If she sees you as the best possible option in her life, as the alpha dog in her life, she will not be able to help herself. She will find herself texting you when she shouldn't. She will find herself messaging you when she shouldn't. She'll find herself calling you when she shouldn't. She'll find herself wanting to spend time with you when she shouldn't, right? Because biologically speaking, this is how she's designed from an evolutionary perspective. She's designed to pursue. She's designed to secure the alpha male in her life, to make sure that his provisions of protection are in her life. And this is biologically wired into her. So if your girl isn't doing these things, it's because she does not see you as the best option in her life yet. That's the bad news. So the good news is that there is a way to overcome this, but it's not the way that you would naturally think. So you would naturally think, well, if my girl's not texting me, she doesn't see me as the highest value guy, then I need to show her that I am the highest value. So I'm going to go out of my way. I'm going to go out of my way to call her. I'm going to go out of my way to text her. I'm going to go out of my way to bend over backwards and show her that I'm the man that she needs in her life. But here's the error that we make when we do this. We think that when we do more, it equals more for her as well. That she will see that and go, oh, he is the top dog guy that I want. He is the alpha that I want. And let me go ahead and start pursuing him and start trying to secure this bag. This is where you're mistaken, guys. And this is where a lot of the beta coaches are messing up once again, as well, messing up our natural interactions that we need to have successful relationships. You actually don't want to do any of those things. The reason why is because you actually, in her eyes, lower your value. I know this is counterintuitive. I know that it will be confusing to many guys who have been told their whole lives, chase, pursue, break down walls, break down barriers, convince. We look at Pepe Le Pew, he got canceled because of this reason, because he's that character was always pursuing, would never give up, and at the end of the day, he got a kiss or he got this and the other thing. Guys, this is not how the real world works. This is not how real world interactions with women need to work. Ironically, it's the chasing and pursuing by the man that actually lowers your value in her eyes, because she thinks to herself, man, what? Does this guy not have anything going on? Am I the only thing that's important to him? How does she have so much time to be calling me and texting me and all this other kind of nonsense? Sending me goodnight texts. And on the surface level, this is what she'll say she wants. But in the deep subconscious level, could be further from the truth. She doesn't want that, guys. What she wants is she wants somebody who she can look up to, somebody who is about their mission and purpose, someone who is successful, that is happy without her. This indicates that you are a man who has, and this is biologically speaking, deep down the subconscious level, when she senses your strength, that you are independent, that you are successful, that you are achieving your goals, that you're about your mission and purpose, that you're essentially out focusing on providing provision and protection for yourself and your family. This is very, very attractive for women. This is why you'll notice when you stop caring, the less you stop caring, the more results come in the relationship. And the problem a lot of guys make is they turn this into a game. Oh, I'm just going to pretend like I don't care. I'm going to pretend like I don't have feelings or affections. But this is not the case either. This is a pendulum swinging the other way. Remember, women are professional game players. They play the game better than you will ever play it. They play the game better than 10 or 15 guys. Why? Because they're constantly dealing with 10 or 15 guys. So they have to be better at playing this game than the 10 or 15 guys she's interacting with. Otherwise, she'll be pulled in a million directions. So women are professional game players. This is why they put thirst trap content on their Facebook pages. This is why they will text you a cute photo, and then when you respond back, hey, what's up? You want to hang out? They'll ghost you. They'll be gone. They'll be MIA. Or this is why they'll be blowing up your phone and they'll tell you how much they love you and care about you and want to see you. But then when you invite them over, nothing ever happens. Because they are professional game players. So guys, you can't turn this into a game. This is not a game. You're not playing games with anybody. What you have to do as a man is you have to be focused on your mission and purpose in life. You have to be focused on provision, protection, right? These are the things you have to be focused on. You have to be focused on getting your money right. You have to be focused on getting your health right. You have to be focused on all these things, because these are the indicators to her that you are high value. And the higher value you are, the more she will want to pursue you, which is the natural order of relationships. And it has to be the natural order of relationships. And this is what so many guys get wrong. When your girl stops texting you, I want to give you some really bad news that's going to make some of you very sad. If she's not texting you, that means she is busy thinking about or interacting with a guy who's higher value than you are. And I know that hurts for you to hear this, but you have to hear it and you have to understand it. If she is not pursuing you, it's because she's pursuing someone else. And this is a simple fact of life, a fact of biology. If she's not pursuing you, she's pursuing someone else that's higher value. So the only way to fix this problem is to become higher value yourself. And you're never going to do that by trying to pursue her or convince her of your value, because that only does one thing. It only diminishes your value in her eyes. Think about this, guys. Think about if you have a car for sale, and you have a car for sale and you have it on the side of the road, and people are coming by looking at that kind of stuff, but nobody's paying any attention. So instead of recognizing that the vehicle you're trying to sell is lower value, you instead start going out and everybody who drives by, you start approaching them. Hey, do you want to buy my car? Hey, do you want to buy my car? Do you want to buy this is a great car. It's a great car. And you start going out and you start trying to convince everyone around you that this car is a great car with high value. What does that look like? It looks like desperation. Because what that says to the people you're interacting with is, you actually don't believe this is a high value car. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to do this. Because if it were a high value car, it would be sold. So the fact that you're going around and you're pursuing, you're chasing, you're doing all these things, you're doing all this, you're actually showing that your vehicle is low value. And this is what you guys look like when you're out in the pickup game, out there approaching all these, cold approaching all these women. For what? Why are you, cold approaching women is the most beta thing you could do as a man. Going out and asking girls for phone numbers? This is probably the most beta simp behavior that you can actually ever do in your life, because the thing is if you're high value, you don't actually have to do that. Women will approach you because they will see your value and they'll approach you. The women you're interacting with will start texting you and calling you because they see what's valuable. And they're like, I want to get on this guy's schedule. I want to be part of this. This guy has, and this is biological. This is subconscious. Subconsciously and biologically, they are wired to look for the fittest male that they can to lock them down for the sake of provisions and protection. And it is true. We live in 2021. Women can take care of themselves on a superficial, conscious level. But we cannot escape our biology, and our biology pushes us to certain behavior patterns. Just like a spider weaves a web, nobody had to teach the spider how to do that. That was actually built into the spider's genetic material to be able to do that process, right? Just like a bird, yes, a bird does have to learn how to fly essentially, but really what that's about is learning the motor skills of functionality, how to use the wings. But the actual function of flight is actually built into the genetic structure or not of that bird, right? And it's a biological function. It's a natural instinct. And this is the same way in the dating world. Women have natural instincts. So if your girl's not texting you, she's not calling you, she is calling and texting and pursuing other men who are higher value than you, and you have to accept that. And the only way to solve this problem is to make yourself higher value. You have to get to your place in your life where the only important thing in your life is yourself. Yourself, your mission, your purpose, and your goals. And if you will do that, you won't have to cold approach women. You won't have to call them and text them to find out if they like you anymore. You won't have to wonder about anything because you'll be worried about yourself, your focus, your mission. And this is extremely attractive for women. It's extremely attractive for women to deal with a man who's about his mission and purpose, who's successful, who has money, who has social status, right? Who can provide them with a lifestyle that brings them joy, right? If you do these things and if you focus on yourself, women will pursue. They will introduce themselves to you. They will call or text you. They will try to line up times to see you because you are high status. So ironically, the takeaway from all this is, ironically, the one thing that guys have been told to do and that think they should do is just pursue women, is the one thing that actually destroys the attraction for women. You have to be about your mission and purpose. Focus on that. Stop focusing on women. Stop focusing on pursuing women. That's it. women who desire you will make that known. I think it was I can't remember who said this, but it was on the Dateline. It was night. I can't remember. I have to look it up, but there's a quote that says, "Women who like you will open doors for you, and all you have to do is walk through those doors. But women who don't like you will slam the doors in your face." And in your interactions with the women in your life, you need to ask yourself, is this woman opening doors for me, or is she closing doors? If she's closing doors, she's not that into you, bro. And you're wasting your time. You've got to focus on yourself, mission, purpose. That's your biological wiring. And her biological wiring is to pursue you as a man and try to lock you down, to provide provisions and protection. And this is true even in 2021, where women can provide for themselves. They cannot escape the biological impulses. So remember this video, take notes, like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback in the section below. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks.